Today we're going to have a look at how we find a percentage of another amount. So let's begin. Now let's say that we want to work out what 12% of $400 is. Now there's one key rule to always remember with these sorts of problems. If you've got something of another amount, that is saying the same thing as that something, or the 12% here, multiplied by that amount of $400. Now when we're multiplying with percentages, we need to remember the definition of percent for every 100, which simply means that percent means out of 100. So we've got to represent 12% out of 100, and we multiply that value with the $400, or 400 without the units. Now we could just enter this into the calculator, but I like to simplify this part to a decimal, which I call the multiplier. Now 12 divided by 100, we need to move that decimal place 2 spots, so it's equal to 0.12 multiplied by 400. Now when we enter this into a calculator, it equals 48. However, we need to include the units that we started with, which is $48. So what if we want to find what 6.3% of 23 kilograms is? Well, we know that this of means times. So this is the same as 6.3% times 23 kilograms. However, percent means for every 100 or out of 100. So I need to get this to be out of 100. So 6.3 out of 100 multiplied by 23. Once again, I like to get this to be a multiplier. So I need to divide by 100 by moving the decimal place twice. So that is equal to 0.063 times 23. Now when I enter this into a calculator, that equals 1.449 kilograms. However, our original problem said we need to round to 2 decimal places. Because this 9 is 5 or greater, the second decimal place has to round up. So this is equal to 1.45 kilograms. So to find the percentage of another amount, we remember that the word of simply means to multiply. And we write this as 12% multiplied by 400. From there, we remember that percent means for every 100 or out of 100. So we represent this out of 100 and we multiply it by the amount. So in 400 in this case. Now I like to convert this fraction to a decimal, which I call the multiplier. And we use this to multiply that value, and we then either enter that into our calculator or perform the multiplication. So now the practice question I want you to do is a little bit different. Let's pretend that we surveyed 500 students about 4 different types of foods that they might like to buy in the canteen, and the results were indicated in the table below, where we said 40% of students responded that they wanted sushi, 12% wanted fried rice, 19% wanted vegetable burgers, and 29% wanted chicken wraps. I'd like to know how many students wanted each type of food. Now these still are percentage of questions, however it's hidden away. For the sushi question, for example, I want to know what 40% of 500 students are, and you keep applying that for each one.